freezing. Oh, man. It's fucking cold. Yeah. 27 Fahrenheit. Oh. I got a sinus infection. It's my biannual sinus infection. I get 2 of them a year. Yeah. I want to thank Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and the Church of Latter-day Saints, while we're at it. Who the hell are the Latter-day Saints? Yeah. I go to the dermatologist the other day. I tell my wife, I got like this blemish on my face. I don't know what it is. It hurts. I touch it, it hurts. Then it gets like a scab on it. I know. It's disgusting. I ripped the scab off because for some reason I have this thing where I gotta rip scabs off. I'm like, what am I, a heroin addict out in the street? I rip scabs off. I can't have a scab around. So I rip it off and then it hurts. And then I get a scab again and then it hurts. So I rip it off and then it's been going on for like 6 months. So I'm telling my wife, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. My face is rotting off. I'll call it a dermatologist. All right, fine. Excuse me while I, I drink my own mucus for breakfast. Yeah, pardon me. I go down to the dermatologist. You know what the crazy thing is? I walk into the waiting room. I mean, I should have got dressed up. It was like the whole waiting room was full of hot chicks. I'm like, what the hell is all their problems? I like the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life. I felt like their father, to be honest with you. I walked in there. I feel old now. Like I got my the shoes I wear, my sneakers these days. They're the equivalent of like Velcro ripped shoes, I guess. I look around at all the young kids these days, and I got old man shoes and I don't even realize it. That's the thing. Old people didn't realize their Velcro shoes are complete shit, fashion-wise. All they know is they could take them on and off. It's splendorous when you're old. Less work I gotta do. So all I could do is sit in a chair there. I'm looking down at my shoes and I'm like, I guess I'm not a fashion plate anymore. I need coffee, will you? So I'm sitting in my chair there, I'm like, where are the magazines? Last time I was in a doctor's office, there were magazines! And I'm looking around and I'm trying to make contact with one of these hot chicks. Eye contact, I was like, let me see if Big Red still got it. I'm looking around. One girl looks at me, she's like, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And then she goes on her phone. I was like, you know what? Two can play at this game. I hop on my phone. I was like, you're out, honey. No more face for you. Anyhow, I go into they call me in. I explained my problem to the doctor. Oh, naturally they gotta let you sit in there and rot for 2 hours before the doctor comes in. You understand? You know that whole game, the waiting game? I don't care. I get on my phone these days. I read emails. So whatever. The doctor comes in. I explain the story. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's precancerous. And then he's looking at my face and he's like, yeah, this mole right here, that's precancerous. He goes, well, I'm going to have to shoot this with the liquid nitrogen. He's looking at me. He's like, yeah, that one back here, that's precancerous. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how, what? What the fuck is precancerous? I felt like saying, hey, doc, I want to fill you in. A little information. I got pre-HIV too. Yeah. Didn't you know? I got pre-heart attack, by the way. Yeah. Pre-cancers. What? What? So he's like, yeah, we're gonna have to burn that one. Yeah, we'll you know what? We'll burn that one too. I'm like, why don't you just send the tractor trailer for Terminator 2 right into my head? So he says, so I'm thinking to myself, he goes, you know what? He goes, we'll burn this one for today, and then we'll you come back in 2 months and we'll see what happens. I said, all right. So I'm thinking to myself, what does he got to go back to the into the basement to like scoop out the liquid nitrogen? I don't know how this works. What, they got a cryogenic chamber down there? He pulls out. He has like a holster, and he pulls out this gun packed with liquid nitrogen. I'm like, what do you got to do? You got to load that thing up. So like an intern got to come in and load all the nitro guns. Like, are they ready for it? Because, I mean, eventually, doesn't it get warm? I don't know. So the thing's right here. It's right next to my eye. I'm like, all right, he's probably going to have to put, like, a dam up, you know, so he doesn't spray any of it in my eye. No. He just takes it. He's like, all right, hold still. This is going to hurt a little. Get right next to my eye. I'm like, What are you going to do? He goes... Then after he gets it done, he goes, it's going to look horrible for a couple of days, and it's going to blow up and blister. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Now I got to look like a UFC fighter going to work. And everybody's going to ask you, what happened to your face? Oh, pre-cancer. Now do me a favor, Paul Revere. Hop on your horse and ride around the whole entire warehouse telling everybody, because that's apparently what you have to do where I work. So he gives me the paperwork. I walk outside, and I take 2 steps outside of the dermatologist's office, and I could feel there's something about me with the sinus infection. I could feel the very first 2 cells that start to turn on me, and I know I'm getting that. I'm in for a week-long horror session. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I could feel the first 2 cells change. I'm like, oh no. Oh no, here it comes. Then next thing you know, a few hours later, I'm wrapped up in blankets. I got the chills. Yeah. What are you gonna do? You know what might have led to this whole, what my immune system might have been compromised by the 45 Tootsie Rolls I had the other day. Yes. What I did was I said, that's it. I got to get these Tootsie Rolls out of here. I grab them and I start walking at the trash cans on the side of the house. And I just walked toward the trash cans. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I walked right by the trash cans and I went out to my car and I put it in the back seat of my car. I could have put a seatbelt around this sack. I put it in the back seat of my car. Even then, I was thinking to myself, what am I doing? This doesn't make any sense. What is this going to accomplish? And then I go in the house and I'm like, that takes care of that. The next day, I'm at home with my son. My son's driving me bonkers. I'm like, hey, let's go for a ride. He's like, where are we going? I said, let's go for a ride. We're going to go down for a ride around it. I didn't even know why I wanted to take a ride. I just wanted to take a ride. We hop in the car. I said, we'll go down by the water. We start driving. I turn on the radio. I turn on the radio and it's Silverchair tomorrow. I love this. You know, it's 12 o'clock and it's a wonderful day. I know you hate me anyway. You know what I'm saying? I love how every time a great song comes on, my son's got I'm so mentally into it, you know, and then my son's dad, and I'm like, turn down the radio because he must have something important to say too, right? That truck is blue. Like, ha ha. The water down here is hard to swallow, right? How's it go? Be my boy, fat boy, party tomorrow. Yeah, son. Yellow. Oh, okay. I mean, all right. You get it anyhow? So we're driving along. I'm like, I'm in the groove of the song. I'm like, I reach over into the back seat of the car and I grab a handful of Tootsie Rolls. And I just start lobbing one after another into right down the fucking hatch. It's blissful. It's blissful. They taste so... I said, what is it about these? I'm addicted. They're going in the trash today. I promise. No, they're going in the trash today. And then my son, Dad, yes. Why are you eating candy? I'm like, what? Oh, maybe because I'm the fucking dad. How about that? I asked my son, I say, what, you want a Tootsie Roll? He says, no. I'm like, what are you, the spawn of Satan himself? Who doesn't want a Tootsie Roll? Kid doesn't like candy. I don't get it. I said, come on, have a Tootsie Roll. I'm trying to get him to have a Tootsie Roll. Have a Tootsie Roll. No, I don't want it. Then he takes a bite. Finally, he succumbs. He takes a Tootsie Roll. He takes a bite of it. And I said, how do you like that, huh? And he's like, like not really an answer. And he goes, here, Dad. And I think he's going to hand me the wrapper. He hands me half the chewed on Tootsie Roll. I'm like, I chuck it out the window. Then he's telling me, I don't know. My hand's full of Tootsie Roll now. I'm wiping my hand with the mask that I wear. Yes, the cotton mask. That's great. It looks like there's a shit stain on the front of the only face mask I have in my car. And I got to go to the supermarket later. So we'll see how that pans out. Then he says to me, Dad, you're going to get cavities. I'm like, number one, I was like, I didn't even realize about cavities until I was in like the 6th grade. He's telling me about cavities. I'm like, who are you, Smokey the Bear? I mean, cavities. This is like, I got news for you right now. With all the drinking and smoking that Daddy does, this is like Jenny Craig for me. Eating these Tootsie Rolls. I mean, get off my back. Here, Callahan. I'm wearing my pajamas. I mean, what do you want from me? I got a fucking fever, and I'm out here. Let's fire it up, huh? We'll shut it off first. And then we'll fire it. We'll pretend like we're turning it on for the first time. How about that? Yeah. Welcome to the land of make-believe. And just like that, we're scanning for crimes. Oh my God, nobody needs to hear that, so you're welcome. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, I'm getting old. I tell you that right now. I couldn't even open sauce jar the other day. I'm making spaghetti and meatballs. I couldn't open the 2 jars of sauce. My wife was in the other room. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, what am I going to call my wife to open up these jars of sauce? I almost wanted to call her in to make sure who's putting on, what are they putting on the sauce jars with a hydraulic press? It was one of those things. You ever go to, your muscles are like hydraulics. They can tear apart the whole system. If you don't regulate like hydraulics, it can tear apart. Like if you have a backhoe or something, you can just rip the arm right off with the hydraulics. You ever lift something heavy and you're like, and it won't move, and then you go to release and it's like, ow, ow, ow. I almost tore every tendon in my elbows. That's how it is. I was opening the sauce jar. I was like, ow, 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 ow. I mean, I remember when I was 19 and my mother had like having an olive jar. Can you open this one? Give me that fucking thing, Ma. There you go. Don't bother me anymore. I gotta get back to my bed so I can take another fucking goddamn nap because I was living the life of Riley at 19. I couldn't open these sauce jars. I had to make a rag, like a twist wrench. I took a wet rag, I put it around the thing, and then I twisted it so it was like a handle. I was like, all right. Yeah. Good thing the old noodle's still working. Thank God. At least there's one noodle in this body that's working. Roll the theme song. It'd be nice if we plugged it in, wouldn't it, Bill? Come on. Right, here we go. Okay. Janet Gers. Go throw your guitar around your neck again, all right? Richie Sambora was doing it long before you were, pal. I've been trying to listen to later Iron Maiden lately. I don't know. I'm listening to Dance of the Dead. What was that song on that album? Passchendaele? I can't take it seriously. I can't take it seriously when Bruce Dickinson says da 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 bippity boppity zippity boing da 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 down the by Passchendaele. It sounds so, I don't know, obnoxious. Anyway, that's not what we're here for today. Oh, guys, today is a very, very exciting show, and I thought of it this morning. What a surprise. You think any thought went into it? I don't know why I'm pulling it out. We're not even going to use it. So today we're going to talk about the many versions, actually not many, 3 versions of Cadash. Yes. The arcade, because I know I sit here and I talk about the Turbo Grafx being the superior version of Cadash, which it is. But it's been so long. And I think about what I know now and what I knew then. And I say, was it really? And now we have access, full-on access to the arcade version. So I think it's time to see which version is better than what. Well, we all knew the arcade version had a time limit. And that was the thing that really pissed me off about that. That, and it had an inn. You could go to an inn to recover your health. And like the first time you went in there, it was like 50 gold, then it was 100 gold, then 500, then 5,000, and then like 36,000. It was ridiculous. If you had the quarters to get that far. And in the Sega Genesis version, they made the almost uncomprehensible gaffe of only letting you play two characters, the mage and the fighter. But the Turbo Grafx 16 version was brought to you by Working Designs. And the graphics were enhanced color-wise. They were enhanced. If you look at the arcade and the Sega Genesis version, the colors are a lot more drab, they're darker, which I don't necessarily dislike. The Turbo Grafx 16 version was more colorful, more fantastical. This was a action RPG. I mean, more action than RPG, really. An action game with RPG elements. But this was almost a day one purchase for me. I remember when I saw Cadash come out in the stores. I didn't even know it was coming out. I come and I see it on the shelf. So imagine you go into Electronics Boutique and you see the section, the Turbo Grafx section, all the way in the back. Yes, in the catacombs of the video game store. In the area designated for worthless consoles that are basically going out of business soon. And there would always be a 6-game display for the Turbo Grafx. Very sad. There was 6 games in rotation. Right. So when I saw Cadash, I mean, the top of my head blew off. So basically, it was $53.99, which was like, for a game, listen, I got news for you right now. I was the cheapest kid around. I wouldn't pay more than $19 for a game, with exceptions. And those exceptions were games like Silent Debuggers and Cadash, this type of thing. Dragon Slayer, okay? What else? Vasteel. Yes, Vasteel was another $53 game. Yes, this was $53.99. So that's basically it. And I remember it was this time of year. It was January 91, 92 when Cadash came out. I'm not exactly sure. It's one of those dates. It predates the Sega Genesis version by, I think, 2 years. So think about that. And it's the superior version. So, yes, round of applause. Round of applause, NEC, round of applause. I wrote a letter to Sandy on the Turbo team. She alerted me that Cadash was on the way, but when I read the letter, I was like, Cadash? I'm like, huh, what? What is a Cadash? This sounds like, I don't know, a track and field game, for all I know. But when I got, let's first talk about the cover art, which is unbelievable for the PC Engine, Turbo Grafx. The cover art is gorgeous. Everything about the game is great. It's just a fantastic game. It's a game that I like to play. I like to play it once a year. I haven't done that in a while, so I guess that's not true. But in my head, I like to play it once a year. And it's around this time, because I can remember playing it around this time. It's January. And I remember beating Cadash and being very upset that it was over. Everything about it, the graphics, the music is absolutely incredible. This was your Turbo Grafx 16 on Nitro. So I remember then playing it on the Sega Genesis and being completely and utterly disappointed. Yes. And the fact that on the Turbo Grafx it was an arcade killer. I mean, this is all I needed. It was a Sega Genesis killer and an arcade killer. Yeah, who wants to come to the front of my house and argue it with me? I'll bury you next to the sprinkler system. Ladies and gentlemen, Cadash. Picture time. We're going to need a controller. I'm going to tap into the Edison line, pipe through the Sansui 1010, charge the atomic batteries, kill the lights of attrition, and we move you guys into primetime position. All right, so I think what we should do is we should definitely baseline on the arcade version. Oh, I'm excited about this. Boy, I haven't played Cadash in the arcade. Since you could go to Roy Rogers in the Sunrise Mall. Yeah. What the hell did I get in my mouth? God. Okay. I'm more curious about the music of Cadash. Oh, here it is. Oh, 1989 Tato. Yes. Wow. Wow. It looks good. I'm a little concerned. Oh, coins, right. Push any button to start. Okay. If you know anything about me, I like to use the Mage. The Mage picks up experience levels faster than anybody else. I think maybe it's important that we discuss this. Yes. The fighter was always super strong, right? He had the best defensive skills. Yes. The Mage had boss demolishing spells, and he picked up levels the fastest. Hello, I'm talking! The Priest picked up levels the slowest, had a longer range weapon, and was probably the weakest character, but had the ability to heal and do defensive spells. And the Ninja had the long range weapon, was very fast and agile. Yes. All right, now that we got that out of the way. All right. Come on. Okay, we talked to the king. Wow, this is, even in the arcade, this is how it started? Boy, talk about getting your quarters worth. Let me get a little more volume here. All right. Yes. As I watch this, I'm reminded about how accurate the Turbo Grafx version was. This is very colorful. Look at this fat slob. Who is this guy? Yeah, he looks like he's from 2020. Look at the red slippers. All right. Let's get right into the action. I guess we'll just check out level 1, right? Okay. Yes, I always loved how these pigs, that they have like a ham. It's like, what do you hit me with your own arm or something? What has he got there? You pick up money? That allows you to buy items, weapons, this type of thing. Come on, you fat pig. Feels good. Ah, we already leveled up. A new spell. Oh no. All right. You can really fuck yourself here. All right. Oh. Okay. It's always these little shit guys that get you, right? Oh yeah, we got a problem here. We gotta do this. Ah, you fucking cunt rag. Right in your pig face. Right? Oh! I should have known better, right? How do we do our spell? There we go. Oh! Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh, you prick. Jesus. Jump first, right? Yeah. Look at this. Oh! Where the hell are we? This is underground? Alright, we gotta keep it moving here. Oh boy. We get the idea. We get the idea. My hands are freezing. Move the heater a little closer. Okay. Now, we head over to the Mega Drive. Cadash, 1992. Wow. There you go. Oh, this feels good. So we go from 1989 to 1992. Let's see how the Genesis does. Nice. It's nice. Get a little more volume here. Yes. Here's probably the biggest problem with the Sega version. You can only select the fighter and the mage. Yes. One player. We'll use the mage just to maintain continuity. Yeah. Okay. Music's alright. Wow, looks good. Doesn't look bad. The herbs are red for some reason. Okay. Let's see if that fat slob's outside. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, look at that. Wow, you get magic right out of the gate, huh? Alright. Look, everybody's in better shape in the Sega Genesis version, right? You got the parallax scrolling, I'm down. Let's get in here. Feels good. Oh boy. Okay. I gotta say, the difficulty might be a little ramped up here, believe it or not. Waterfall looks good. Oh boy. Oh! Oh no. Get up on the rope, old man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah! Come on. Okay, keep it moving, keep it moving. So one thing about Cadash, you don't want to hang around too long. Let that asshole come up the ramp, hit that pig in the face. Flying dagger spell already. I'm in. Oh, this is bullshit. Oh, look, oh, we've learned. Wow, he's very agile in this game, huh? Yeah, baby. Alright, this prick and a half. Oh boy. Take that. Take that. Run, 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 run! We're just gonna run here, run! Oh, I gotta do it. Oh boy. Alright, we're rushing. Let's continue. Continue, you don't have that luxury. I love this guy, look at him. Help me! There's a monster in there! Yeah, you want to see him get the dagger end of my spells? Here we go. Black pudding, baby. Oh! I knew a stripper named that once. Come on, daggers! Come on, daggers. See what I'm saying? And we died too? Hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, anyhow. Alright, let's move over to the Turbo Grafx 16 version. Alright? Before my hands crumble off. Okay. Alright. Here we go. I think what we're going to do is, number one, the thing that used to crack me up, even when I first got this game when I was a kid, the thing that used to crack me up is the fighter had enormous quads. I'm like, who is this guy? Tom Platz? I'm like, where is the squat rack in the kingdom? That's what I want to know. So we'll show you the what's going on here. What happened? No signal? We lost command of the Enterprise. What's going on here? We lost. Alright, Cadash. Are you telling me this son of a cunt is not going to play Cadash? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is what I need right now. Alright. We gotta do this old school. I'll be right back. So here we go. I got, with typhoid fever, I go out so we can play Cadash on native hardware, people. native hardware. This is an exciting moment. It's the first time I've actually gone and tried out this Turbo Duo RX since the repair. So I think it's plain for all to see what happened here. The Sega Genesis and arcade versions were so jealous of the Turbo Grafx 16 version, they actually burnt out the traces on the game station that allow you to get to the Turbo Grafx 16 version. So, you know, this is the type of thing that happens. You understand? Let's get hooked up here. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at that cover. Look at that cover. Can you imagine? Oh, can you imagine what's going through my head when I see that at the game shop? Sip of coffee. Shot of cap gun. Shot of cap gun for that cover art. That's it, Rita. First try for Cadash. Okay, I tell you what we won't be waiting for, and that is any type of load time. All right. Okay, we're waiting for the ramp up of the music. There's no music. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yes, the selection of 4 characters again. Where's the mage? Oh, let's check out the fighter's quadriceps first, shall we? Oh, we got Turbo on here. Hold on a second here. Okay. Yeah. Look at his legs. Come on. I always thought he had like a broad's legs. Anyhow. I know it was very important that we did that, right? Okay, here we are. Now, I gotta tell you, if I'm gonna be honest with you, am I that impressed? I think things are a little stretched out on the screen, to be honest with you. Here we go. It's a lot smoother. You got... All right, we got that already. Yes. We don't have the scrolling, the parallax scrolling. Wow, I'm really starting to question this. Oh, the gameplay's on. I don't have to tell you. The music is on, the gameplay is on. Listen to this music! Just a little. Oh! By the way, the Turbo Grafx 16 has the kelp monster and the Sega Genesis doesn't. So how about that? And look at these pigs. They got this big ham hock in their hands. You see this thing? Look at that. Well, what is that, a club or something? I don't know. Beautiful waterfall. Come on, guys. Yes. Oh. The gameplay is on, guys. Alright, we gotta watch this asshole on the ramp. Oh, alright, we're out of here. We're out of here. Let's see if they fall on top of you. Up in the air for the eyeball. Where's the eyeball? Up in the air. That's it. That's it. We keep it moving. Yes. There's the guy. This is much easier than the other two versions. Alright. Black pudding, here we go. Out of here, bitch! That's why the mage was known as the boss killer, right? Yes. Very fast moving. Alright, we're back in town. So there you go, guys. The levels were changed around a bit. Oh! Alright. Jesus Christ. Alright, you're giving me a headache already. Oh! What are you gonna do? I don't know, I'm getting old. Guys. Looking back retrospectively, the Genesis version looks good. The play control, the arcade version looked good. I'm a little upset by this. I think the Sega Genesis version might look better than the Turbo Grafx version. I want to go back and play the Sega version now. Huh. How about that? Interesting. Anyhow, an all-time classic game. I'm still going to sit here and tell you the Turbo Grafx version is better. Because through its completion, you know, with bosses that aren't missing and having all 4 playable characters. I mean, what are we talking about here? Guys, do you realize that you just tuned into the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization? And you better believe that. With the 4K face! We'll see you next time.